Hello, football fans. Well, Week 15 was nuts, and the centerpiece of that insanity was the Bills-Lions game, and it went the Bills' way. Though that's not to say the Lions didn't try, especially Dan Campbell. I mean, an onside kick with 12 minutes left. That's just wild, wild, wild. So, Bills blasted the Lions. Well, not exactly blasted, but it was an offensive shootout. And now the Allen for MVP crap is increasing. But again, hold the phone. Hold the phone. Josh Allen has a Pro Bowl team around him. They lost to two teams that Jordan Love beat. So really, Jordan Love should be ahead of him in the MVP vote. But we all know the MVP belongs to Lamar anyway, because we saw him tear it up again. And let's not forget, he blew out Josh Allen. Okay, debate over. Though it wasn't how it originally planned to happen. Sorry for stuttering. Congratulations to the Steelers. They're in the playoffs because the Colts and the Dolphins were defeated. The Steelers faced the Eagles in that battle with Pennsylvania, and unfortunately, it went the Eagles' way. But the Steelers are playoff bound because Indy and Miami lost. Indy had that bad loss in Denver, and Jonathan Taylor had that horrible fumble right before he reached the end zone. And Miami was blasted by Houston earlier today. Speaking of Houston, the Indianapolis loss later today also gave the AFC South again to the Houston Texans. This is their second straight division crown, and it didn't look like it was going to happen for them because it really did look like it would be a sophomore slump for CJ Stroud, but here they are back in the postseason. So yeah, again, congrats to the Texans. This is how the week began with the wild NFC West battle between the Rams and the Niners, which saw nothing but field goals, no touchdowns, and absolutely zero from Cooper Kupp. Zero fantasy points from Cooper Kupp. I actually had him in a playoff matchup, but despite that, I won it. But yeah, it was just a crazy, ugly game. Remember, this came 4 days after the Rams almost put 50 on the Bills, and so yeah, they won an offensive shootout, and then they won a very ugly game just days later. So the Rams are pretty much primed to have a chance to get in somehow. More on them just a bit later. What is this 20? What is this 2019? I mean, I can't believe this happened. I mean, the Jets season is over, but Rodgers and Adams decided, you know what? Let's turn back the clock. They tore it up, especially Adams. Adams had almost 200 yards receiving and had a whole and just lived in the end zone. Just amazing. Like I said, for that day. For that day, Rodgers and Adams were back in that prime that we Packer fans really enjoyed out of them. It's just it was just wild how that happened against in that game against Jacksonville. It made that game pretty. It made that game pretty interesting, even though both teams had literally nothing to play for. Speaking of the Packers, we took care of business in Seattle. It was a hell of a game. Jordan Love was pretty much perfect, which is nothing new. Josh Jacobs ran his ass off, and Romeo Dobbs found the end zone twice. Seattle was just all over the place. It was not a good day in the office for him. And Geno Smith got hurt during the game, which late in the game, so they had to put Sam Howell in. And yeah, it was just a great game for the Packers. And of course, we could have clinched this week, but somebody won the Rams Niners game. But as a result of that win, we're one win closer to getting back in. And this is 10 wins this season. Is Jordan Love's first 10-win season of his career, first of many, and it's going to come with a lot of hardware too. But it's a great game all around for Green Bay. And of course, you have the Monday night double dip, and this was the scene before kickoff in Minnesota. Of course, we all know the story regarding Randy Moss. He was diagnosed with liver cancer. Of course, I'm still trying to process that because it's just very heartbreaking news. But he's fighting through it. And Moss, you can't help but like Moss. Even us enemy fans, we had to just like him because he made Packers Vikings games interesting. He always did, and he's in an even bigger battle now. And here's hoping that Moss perseveres like he always does because he is just amazing. And the Vikings won it for him, and they blasted the Bears because um, and the other Monday night game was the Falcons and the Raiders in a very ugly game, 15-9. You know how the Falcons got those 15 points? A touchdown pass. Yes, there was one. A touchdown pass, a safety, and two field goals. Very ugly, and the Raiders almost won that game. So yeah, and oh yeah, of course we heard the news. Even in victory, Kirk Cousins' performance was just awful. So they are gonna sit him and gonna go with Michael Penix Jr. So Cousins is gonna make a whole bunch of money just to hit the pine. That's football for you. So that is my recap of Week 15. If you want to check out my story on Vocal, the link is up above. Check it out when you can. There's a link right up there. So if you like this video, click the like button. If you're on YouTube, click subscribe for more. If you're on TikTok, feel free to hit that follow button. And I'll be back very shortly to get to talk about the playoff picture and the scenarios. It's crazy. It's gonna be crazy for Week 16. So stay tuned for all of that.